As the 21st century nears, communication is at its technical best. Computers, software, video equipment, and network capabilities inspire radical changes in the way we communicate. Now the term multimedia defines a dynamic, multi-sensory medium that often is interactive, evolving with each new gadget and each new use for that gadget. But while it sounds complicated, multimedia is just a high-tech adaptation to the instincts of our ancestors.
This acting here.
Take away the gadgets, and today's multimedians would simply have to get their message across with a more primitive attack on the senses. As cavemen, multimedians would soon discover that the key to successful communication is interaction, the ability to question, repeat information, and help direct the source of information with positive or negative responses. Once a general idea is communicated, specifics would follow naturally. The use of audio, visual, and other sensory aids would make the message more personal and compelling. This multisensory, interactive approach would result in a unique ability to celebrate agreement and then chase the fruits of shared ideas. Obviously, during the thousands of years since caveman days, humans have been fine-tuning this interactive, multisensory concept. Now, as the 21st century nears, the term multimedia defines an ability to interact with computers, television, libraries, and educational material, much the same way we've been interacting with each other for centuries. The advantage is that today's technology can provide quick access to the knowledge and experiences of millions of people instead of just a few. Today, the term multimedia is a buzzword used liberally by electronics and computer companies, as well as educators and software writers. It can mean something as simple as a still frame show with narration, or it can refer to a complicated presentation with computer-controlled animated robotics, sophisticated video support, music, voice, and audience interaction.
Machines facilitate your lives. Do not look upon me as a machine. I am your friend. Ask not what machines can do for you. Ask what you can do for machines.
Obviously, this is a multimedia extreme, one of the many different examples of what a multimedia program can be.
Multimedia is one of the most overhyped words of this decade. It's probably worse than, if you remember how they used to talk about WYSIWYG. Multimedia is like a bad case of the word WYSIWYG, because everybody has a different definition. Mine is the worlds of TV and computers. As they converge, that's where you get what is commonly referred to as multimedia. In that you have basically a self-directed television-like experience.
Well, we actually have a saying that multimedia is virtually anything you want it to be. In fact, my dashboard is multimedia. because it has lights, it makes sounds, and it conveys digital information. So the real message of multimedia is how can you use multimedia to be a compelling and interesting way of presenting information.
We view multimedia as the ability to treat all types of media, text, video, audio, graphics, and animation, just like traditional data. So that means you have to have the ability to store it on a computer system in digital form, edit it, revise it, manipulate it, transmit it around the network, and make it usable to an end user.
With the definition and the potential of multimedia open to interpretation, the tools that make modern multimedia presentations possible are standard. Computers control most modern multimedia presentations, with expanded hard drives allowing storage of many different kinds of data and programs necessary to run complicated productions. High-speed processors help computers get to programs and data almost instantaneously. Computers also provide important visual components. Text is integral in most multimedia productions, and sophisticated computer-generated graphics often are used to communicate complicated ideas, with computer-generated animation giving life to otherwise lifeless subjects. Along with visual elements, many computers now also have audio capabilities built in.
Multimedia PCs deliver mountains of information and bring it to life in a way never before possible. With a multimedia PC, you don't just watch a demonstration, you participate in it. You don't just read about a subject, you experience it.
In addition to internal audiovisual components, add-ons and external devices give computers even more power to access multimedia material. Audio capture boards enable computers to record and play back voices, music, and sound effects. Scanners and video capture boards provide the capacity to receive, store, and play back still images such as photos or slides or freeze frames. And most systems are now compatible with moving video from a wide variety of video sources. For example, most computer companies make it possible to accept video from satellites, cable, VCRs, antennas, discs, and computers. This means a computer monitor becomes a television, and the computer user can capture the video to spice up presentations, storing those on a hard drive or recording back out to videotape. Specially designed video production hardware and software also allow personal computers to become complete video production units. The video toaster is one example of computers crossing over into the television production realm.
Personal video production. This is essentially what the toaster is allowing you to do. This is another new feature in Lightwave 3D. It's called bones. It basically allows you to sort of add skeletal features to plain objects to give them sort of a real human, caricature.
The video toaster led the way for personal computer-based video production, while new software programs now enable editing of video in the same nonlinear fashion that computers use to edit text.
Nonlinear editing allows you to connect to any type of deck on the market to your Macintosh computer. In this case, with the Hitchcock, we can take in the video onto the hard drive in full frame, full resolution, store it into a folder on your hard drive, and then be able to pull it out of the folder at any time, put it on the program timeline, make your cuts, your transitions, your graphics, and then either go direct to tape at that point or create your edit decision list that you can go out to a post-production house to translate it into the finished videotape to tape-based format for the finished tape that you walk away and send out to your client.
To complement video editing and production capability, several different formats and sizes of optical discs help to store text, data, video, and sound. These discs all can store far more material than standard computer discs. The most common disc is CD-ROM, which stands for Compact Disc Read-Only Memory. This disc looks just like an audio CD, but also includes visual information.
People are most familiar with CDs in terms of music. You get all the music nowadays on an actual CD. Well, they've now come up with a way to be able to put data onto those CDs too. And it can be interleaved with music, compressed video, a bunch of different things so that you have a wide variety of information available to you. So it's compact disc read-only memory. What that also means is that you cannot write to these discs. Once they're written to once, that's it. You can't write to them again. You can just read information from them.
CD-ROM discs, laser discs, and other disc formats all offer non-linear access, which means users can almost immediately get to their material. Players are controlled either by computer or by television-type remote units. Computers also can access networks and allow for many different kinds of interaction, using a keyboard, a mouse, touch-sensitive screens, even guns that fire bullets of light. The key to accessing computer-controlled multimedia programs rests in software. With so many different components available to multimedia producers, software provides direction and inspiration for making those components work together. And that software can be used in most modern-day personal computers.
Well, once you've got your multimedia PC, generally it's a type of software that would be defined as an authoring system. And this allows us to author our presentation. It's going to allow us to take all the different elements that we've got and tie them together into one presentation that will communicate our message for us.
Because personal computers offer so much potential, multimedia productions offer new ways to look at established products in fields ranging from entertainment to medicine.
Now there's a new tool to help us understand health and wellness.
One example of how an existing product can be translated into a multimedia-style presentation comes from the Mayo Clinic Family Health Book. This book is now available on CD-ROM, and where many earlier CD-ROM titles merely served as high-tech access to written material, this product offers access to text, illustrations, animation, video, and audio.
This sequence of photographs suggests the progressive narrowing of the field of vision characteristic of chronic glaucoma.
This product and others designed like it are especially suited for education. Users can pace themselves, interacting with the information with guidance when necessary, or exploring the material with freedom if desired.
You choose what you want to learn and how you want to learn it. For example, let's say you'd like to learn more about heart disease. You simply type in the keyword heart, and the program shows all the places you can learn about it.
It's the kind of capability that offers exciting opportunities, especially for writers and producers who understand how to visualize ideas and who understand the needs of specific audiences. Interactivity is perhaps the most significant component of today's multimedia environment. Many different kinds of software allow for design of complicated programs that users can interact with on their own.
And the important thing to realize is you have to give the customer, the user, the person who's going to be, the viewer who's going to be seeing this, the audience, you have to give them the option of attacking this knowledge base and of deciding what part of the experience they want to see and when. And that's the true challenge of producing for this sort of a medium.
Software allows for a number of different kinds of interaction with information, pictures, and sound. Many of these interaction models actually were introduced by the makers of video games.
All the game developers started pushing graphics and audio to the limits. And by pushing these capabilities to the limits, what they do is they create these multimedia extravaganzas.
Now, multimedia interaction can be designed according to the user. For instance, a multi-branch tree concept can help users start with a general idea, then guide attempts to branch off and explore specifics in more detail. A cross-link program design allows users ultimate freedom to explore the database, bouncing from topic to topic without a preset path. A linear program with branching opportunities lets users take information side trips without getting far off track. Another kind of program gives users more than one route to an objective, but always moves toward a specific goal. Finally, programs can allow for alternate paths to a goal, addressing the needs of different kinds of users, such as those who speak different languages. Interactive programs like these and new gadgets already give users the ability to make their own choices in what path to take and how to access program material.
We have an adapter in here called the IBM Action Media Adapter. And what it does is it takes information and compresses it on the hard file. And so by selecting, and I'll just give you an example, we'll go into Race Highlights, and I want to select information. It is going out and selecting a file.
During the early 30s, the Depression affected the speedway.
This is full motion video and audio.
while every other major
and it is taking it off the hard drive and decompressing it real time and bringing it up to the display. I also have terminals that are on either side. They could also be accessing the same file concurrently.
With some programs geared to adults, others aim at a younger audience, giving children the chance to interact with sounds, video, and animation.
This is Dinosaur Adventure. Dinosaur Adventure, again, is what we would define as multimedia available on the hard drive. And what we've done is actually incorporated an environment with a read-aloud storybook, which doesn't have full motion video in it, but rather is text being read to the child and graphics. But we also do have full motion video in the product. And we worked with a company called Dynamation. They have full-scale models of dinosaurs that they use for their videos. And if you notice, what we've done is we've actually filmed these full-scale models with a wildlife background, if you will, to get the video. We've then compressed that video and supplied it on the hard drive, and your average 5-year-old can use this at home on his computer.
This program, Just Grandma and Me, is part of the Living Book series from Blurb software, and it's all on text, based on text, so you can actually test and hear the children's voice.
Grandma, we went to the beach, just Grandma and me.
Can repeat words.
We, the, just, and me, and Grandma.
And then it's got little cute things in it that have sound effects.
Oh, be on your head.
Ew! Get it off! Get it off!
Producing programs for multimedia obviously allows for tremendous creativity, with writing, artistic, and design abilities all coming into play.
Probably the most important thing when you're working on producing multimedia images is the ability to make something that is interesting, compelling, and memorable. And the reality of multimedia is it's an awful lot like other types of video production. If you're doing video production that is interesting, compelling, and memorable, you're halfway home. The beauty of multimedia is the ability to mix other media types in with video.
A clear multimedia message also depends on our ability to adapt to new technology. With equipment developers racing to get an edge, multimedia technology constantly gets smaller, more portable, more powerful, and more difficult to keep up with.
Technology is always going to change, it's always going to get better. I think that you just have to make the commitment, to view the purchase of the technology over time as renewing the capability to be able to step up as you go.
It's going to change our lives in the way that things are going to be presented to us. We're going to be asked to accept things in a whole different format, and as adults it's going to be more difficult to accept that because kids have grown up with it and they've come along with that whole concept of multimedia, the animation, the sound, the bombardment of the senses, and it's already affected them.
While some may choose not to venture into the multimedia frontier, computer and video-driven multimedia programs are already taking others into new worlds. Virtual reality programs like this one and many other multimedia applications are still limited, but technological advances soon will make multimedia easy to get and easy to use.
That's where we're working toward, that a novice person can walk up to a computer and create something that is effective and easy for someone else to comprehend, and you don't have to know any of the jargon or the techno-babble.
Once that's done, multimedia's place in homes, businesses, and schools will be secure, and the impact is expected to be significant.
As multimedia's use and networkability of it expands, we see the opportunity for things such as interactive television, interactive shopping from the home, and in fact, things like movies on demand and video on demand right in your living room.
I see the holodeck of the Enterprise. I see the ability to project at least very high definition video. I see the ability to interact 1,001 ways with everything, the appliances in the home. The education system is going to change a little bit because of the vast ability to interface with all this information right from someone's home.
In the future, what I think will happen is that the television and the computer and the fax board, the fax machines, and your telephone will all become one product. It will be one interactive, human-based product that will let you type letters and watch television and create your own movies and listen to the stereo, and it will all be one animal. And you'll deal with it with your voice, you'll deal with it with your body, rather than with keyboards and mice. Those things will go away, and it will become a very much like another human that you're talking to. That's the future, I hope.
In some ways, multimedia seems complicated, but it's really just an extension of our communication instincts, the need to interact with audio and visual aids. Certainly, our technologies have changed, but we still strive to make those perfect connections with our audience. And we still use those connections to help us chase our needs, wants, and dreams.